Hi, my name is Cecily Lujon. After watching the two different podcasts, the podcasts were The Problem We All Live With. The first podcast was about African American students being shipped to the white schools, which they weren't very accepted there. It was really sad. Their school lost accreditation, so they had to go. They weren't. They could choose to stay at the unaccredited school, but the school wasn't accredited. So they weren't even learning what they should. Their graduation wasn't like for them to succeed wasn't that great. The second podcast was more about making white kids go to these suburban areas to get a higher education. It had like a Lego lab, it had a space star where you could gaze at the stars. It was just this awesome school. But they were trying to make white families go to these schools. These podcasts were very, very different in the way how they were going to make this integration process happen to make white students and black students and brown students all go to school together to make it better and make them do better as well. Some thoughts I had listening to the first one, I felt very, very, very disgusted and so sad for that Maria, who just wanted to go to the school because she knew it was a good school, and she goes to this town hall meeting, and these people were being so disgusting. They were saying like, oh, like these students are going to bring guns, they're going to cause all these problems for our school. And it's not their fault that they came from this town that was known for being like this. It was not their choice. It's not their upbringing. They wanted metal detectors for first graders. First graders? Who does that? Disgusting. The second video, I thought it was funny. Like how when it was describing Kiana, when Kiana was saying like, oh, like, is that a white person thing? When her roommate was like gonna go spend the night with her boyfriend, like these white people, she wanted to know what white-waisted was. Like, it's so crazy to think that these kids had no idea how other races interact. For me, I thought America was the land of the free. Like, we were all considered equal. And it was really surprising for me. I think that integration of between the two races and having them all interact together, I think it's a benefit for both races. I mean, it was like for the black kids, it was making them, if it was going to make them succeed, that's awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all for it. And for the white kids, I think they needed the reality check to know that there isn't like just one race. Like, they need to be exposed to all these different races. And I think that the magnet school, Hartford, is doing such a great job at that. When I become an instructor, I want to make sure that my students are all diverse. I hope that they're not all one color. I hope that they aren't all the same speed, because I think that not only is it a race issue that having all these race like kids be below or above. I feel like if you have a student who's above in the classroom, you should partner them up with someone below them so they can incorporate each other's skills. Like, if a kid is smart, they can help the other kid, or the other kid might have this drive, like, oh, I want to be better because I want to be like them. Like, I want to make it, like, I want to be smart, and they get help from that. I feel like this thing was such an eye opener. These two podcasts. I lived in California my whole life, like until coming to Arizona, and I was the only blonde kid in my classroom. So seeing that, like, that it's not like that at some places is so weird to me. So when I came to Arizona, I went to a class with my roommate. There was like probably 30 blonde kids in my class, and I just thought, wow, I've never seen this many white people before. And it was really weird and shocking. So I feel like it's not only for African Americans being exposed to white kids or white kids being exposed to black kids. It's so weird, like, seeing that. Like, for me, it was weird seeing my own race, like so many people with blonde hair. Like, that just surprised me. So I can only imagine what it's like for them. And I think that integration is something that needs to be happening in these schools. Like, I feel like they need to be exposed to each other because this world is so beautiful and it's created with so many different people. And I think this is like topic is goes beyond the traditional aspect because it's not talked about. It's like if it's like we're in a bubble that we think like, oh, you know, black and white people, like they can go to the same bus, like they can sit with each other and like everything's all equal, but it's really not. It's not fair for these children who come up from these poor backgrounds. It's not their fault. They weren't born poor. They it just sucks that these labels do this to them. And I think that we need to bring this to the table to everyone to let them know that there's people out there who don't go to great schools like that school in the second video, how they said that the pigeons, like dead pigeons, were inside the school. How could you learn in that? These schools need to be shut down. They need to be with the better schools. And the parents should not resist that. That is so embarrassing and disgusting. And I thought these two podcasts were very eye-opening, and I think that it's going to be great for our education to just be integrated all together. Thank you.